Hello my friends, Roger once again. Now what I am claiming is that that is a light particle and it has dark and light, so you can see that is some form of a positive, negative. It looks like a torus to me. Now, and this was my theory about light and how it actually communicates, because I think light itself has the sacred geometry and sacred numerology, and I'm going to show you why I say that. There's three colors of light, and as they spin through this, they create a vortex pattern coming through the center. And as they overlap, the different colors in different, and I will show you all this in great detail, that dictates an address. The address dictates the numerology of that particular area and region. Okay, this is just to explain. I have a lot of videos about this. That's the pulse red laser, and it's just coming through the air, and it owns huge regions around it. That's the pulse red laser, and then it starts to elongate because it's going through a Venturi over here to accelerate it. And now you can see the display of the actual particle. This whole area here is owned by that particle, and that particle influences it. And as it crashes through the other particles that want to exist in that same medium, it makes them glow. And then eventually it crushes into all of its own friends, and they all force into a plasma, which I think could be used to create fusion. I don't see why not. There's two cylindrical drums, totally passive. It crushes the particles in between here. These are primarily light particles, but the heavy particles in the particle accelerators they use to create fusion, they should do the same thing. They should crush, and when they come out the other side, they reform down into helium, and you get a whole bunch of extra juice. So that's what I'm seeing now. That's possible. That would be pretty nice. Coming out of the Venturi, after the fusion, out of the Venturi, after the interference patterns, which are really repulsion patterns because these are all trying to get away from each other. They come out here. This is a boson. The boson is a charged particle carrier. That is the spinning particles that spin around the spinning particle, which is here. That is the spinning particle in the boson phase. It's spinning to the right, drifting to the left. It's expanding. I mean, it's contracting. You can see it was expanded here, and as it goes slamming into hard space, it fluffs. And when it fluffs, it does that because all of the surrounding particles that are in space attached to free electrons that are attached to water molecules and so forth will follow that thing spinning and spinning and spinning. It's spinning real fast, you can't tell, but around that is one of these disks. Now we saw those particles, you know that, okay. And did you see the little particle? No. The white particle comes out of here spinning backwards. You can't see it. It's like maybe right in there. It's up in here somewhere. But anyway, it ends up coming this way. It's not one of these fluffy fields. And when it crashes into one of these fields, it spits off that little bitty thing. Now that's full spectrum light with a half a Venturi. Blue, green, red. Blue, green, red. Blue, green, red. Right down the line and spreading out. Those are the leptons. Those things are the things that I say cross paths in the Venturi, creating addresses. Now this is a Theoria apophasis, and a lot of people have seen this guy, and I am just I'm not gonna take any of his fury away here. He says he says it looks like a black hole, so that's what he's saying. Now, what I'm taking away from it is the setup that he has. Now, all embedded in here, he has these little LEDs, and they come around. Those LEDs come out. He's got a big heavy-duty magnet under here, and he's got a thick it's got a density to it that you can see 3D, and he's going to move it, and you'll be able to see that. Now, my take is that this is ferrofluid. Ferrofluid means magnetic. Magnetic means you can put a polarity to it. So polarity is going to be coming from the magnet, and the light is actually following the wires, and those wires are the magnetic lines of flux. So you have actually plus minus, plus minus, plus minus, plus minus, which is the polarity of these ferrofluid particles, they line up just like bar magnets. And this thing sucks them in to a vortex circle, and the light illuminates that vortex circle. Just like our, just like it's a magnetic field surrounding the magnet. And it's just that we can see it now. So where these things cross inside, I'll show you as it goes along. But where they cross is where I think we're going to have, see them crossing here? All of these areas down inside of here are addresses. These things will cross in their own magnetic fields. He's just happened to have it in this, if you understand that what he's got underneath here is a magnet. And that you're going to have fields surrounding magnets. But not only that, you're going to have fields surrounding particles. As I showed you the particles, see it? See it? How elegant that is? It's very cool. It's nice job. And it is similar to a black hole, there's no question. I don't necessarily think for sure that it has the same reason for a black hole being a black hole. If that is a black hole, I don't know. I don't know any of this stuff. But this, to me, shows that as these lines of flux cross, you see, he took the magnet away, I guess. He'll be coming back with it. All right, there he goes. Here, whoops. Watch. Here he's going to come back with the magnet, and you'll see it start to line up. Oop, see, he's coming back with the magnet, and there's the same thing. This time, the field is not perfectly surrounding the magnet. It's just sporadically starting to fall into place. Let's see, and here he comes in with it. Boom. All right, so now I'm going to show you the rodent coil. Very cool. And this pretty much shows what I'm saying. Okay, this is really good. So, and this just exactly says what I'm saying. Watch.
An introduction to the rodent coil in vortex-based mathematics.
See it? Look, see exactly what I'm saying.
With the introduction of vortex-based mathematics, you will be able to see how energy is expressing itself mathematically. This math has no anomalies, and it shows the dimensional shape and function of the universe as being a toroid or donut-shaped black hole. This is the template for the universe.
There it is.
And it is all within our base 10 decimal system.
All right, it gets pretty deep. So, and I'm going to leave it at that for you to go. An introduction to the rodent coil and vortex-based mathematics, 3, 6, 9. It's exactly what Tesla said. If you can understand the 3, 6, and 9, you own the universe. And that is that red, blue, and green that my friend Ren showed with the leptons. It appears to me. And they overlap each other, and the only way you can ever transfer data, and I know this quite well because I believe me, I owned a software development company, so I understand addresses. And if you don't have an address to go to, you can't. The data goes nowhere. Where are you going to go? Send the data out to Never Land, hope something happens. You have to say that is an address, that's an address, that's an address, wherever they intersect. Those are addresses, and you got a bazillion of them, and somehow the Torah had letters and numbers, and it was the Taurus. The Torah was the first meanings of words that turned into things. And I'm telling you right now, these things here can communicate with each other just like we do, only they do it on a friendly basis, and they cooperate. That's the only way anything can happen the way this has happened. It's absolute insanity to think that all this stuff happened by accident, all bumped together. And It's time for a new beginning, my friends, and I mean a new beginning. Way new. Now, I mentioned Yale because I've been going at it with them for about 7 years, and they will not let me bring the stuff down to look at. They just say it's not real. Everything I did must be wrong. And I'm showing them things that there's no way in the world it can be denied. None whatsoever. So all I can say is they're trying to, if that's the competence level there that denies the things that I show, which I will show you, and you tell me if you think it has any biological value, and I'm told it has none. I claim that's a part of a bone and it's fully articulated, and it's even got the ligament joint right there. Taste of bone left, because this is a mud fossil. It does not preserve in the way these professors think only things preserve in bones. Derek Briggs told me there's never been a fossil found in Connecticut. I can't keep away from them. I haven't come out of my ears. This one here is a lung. It's a lung. You take it to any, you show this to any anatomist. They must have somebody down at Yale that knows what they're doing. They could see this and tell that that's a lung. That's a left lung, and that's a depression of the heart in the left lung. I've had anatomists tell me they know it's for a fact. It's been DNA certified. I took it out of the blood in a flap that it sits at the bottom of the lungs of the lobes of the lung. That's the pleura, and this is the pattern of the pleura. That's the fabric of the pleura. Right? That's the attachment at the top. That's the attachment at the bottom. That's blood. That's a bone. All of this stuff, and I mean, this is just the start of it. I mean, that's nothing. But somebody should speak up. I've spoken up, but I'm just crushed. I'm not allowed to speak. Speaking has been denied me to the wide world. Right? See that? That's fascia. That's meat.